Hi, my name is Marguerite Tonery and I'm the author of the Kapheus series of children's books. And today we thought we'd have a fun game in the office, and I have to answer questions from Claudia Bauch, who's a German woman here in the office, and from Almira Mashkovich, who's actually a French woman here in the office. So they have to, the title of the game is What Are Your Whys? So they have to ask me as many whys as possible. So who wants to start? Claudia, do you want to start?
Why did you write the Kapheus books?
Why did I write the Kapheus series of books? It was a combination of things. So I'm a psychologist. Many people know that I'm a psychologist, and I love children. And I was at a point in my life where I used to tell children a lot of stories, and one child came to me once and she said that she was going back to, her whole family were going back to Poland, and she was crying because she said she'd never hear a story again, and she wanted to know if I could tell her one last story. So I actually went home and decided I'd write her a story, because I'm always telling stories. So I decided I'd write her a story, and then that became Kapheus Earth, the first book in the series. And I never thought that I would ever write books, but once I wrote that story I caught a bug for writing, and then I started writing Kapheus Air, Kapheus Water, Kapheus Fire, and now I'm in the middle of a new book in the Kapheus series, the 5th book. So that's my why. I stumbled on it, I fell into writing.
Why did you make it a series?
Because when I started writing, it was about a little boy and a girl called Eliza and Jamie, and in the books, Kapheus Earth is all about teaching children to be comfortable with themselves. You see, there's a lot of psychology in the books, and I suppose I went on a journey with the children, so I wanted to, in the earth, I wanted to teach children to be comfortable with their bodies, to be comfortable with their emotions and their thoughts, and to be able to stay grounded in the Kapheus Earth, the first one. And I also taught meditation. So there's meditation in the pages of Kapheus Earth. So it's kind of me wanting to teach children give them certain tools to help them in their lives to grow, to develop, to be the best that they can be. So there's a lot of psychology in the book. And then I thought, well, air then is next in the series, and I thought, well, do you know, air is all about relationships, that element. And so I continued on, and then water is about emotion and grief and all of that, and helping children process all of these emotions. And then fire is all about almost coming of age for children, and fire that comes up inside them, and power and imbalances of power. So it's all about helping children develop mentally throughout their life, coming from, I suppose, a psychological viewpoint, but disguised in dragons and elves and mythical creatures. Almira, do you have a question? Why?
So why about the Irish mythology?
Why Irish mythology? Well, when I was growing up, my dad used to tell us stories about ghosts and leprechauns and the banshee and all these mythological Irish heroes and creatures. And because of that, it was only natural for me to start writing about those things, because they were the magical moments of my childhood. And in Galway in particular, I know it's all over Ireland, but I live in Galway, but we're surrounded by mythology. You're surrounded by arts and the poets and writers and musicians. It's a hub for it. It's a capital of culture to the 2020 for Europe. So you're surrounded by all of that storytelling, and I suppose it was only natural for me to talk about those things, mythological creatures, heroes, Satanta, Tuatha-Dé-Danann, and so on. Do you have another question? Anyone? No more questions. This is what is your why? What are your whys? So if you have a question out there and you want to ask me, why did I boom, boom, boom? Ask the question in the comment section, and I will answer the question to the best of my ability. Thank you.